Do subscribe to Ekeeda channel and press bell icon to get updates about latest engineering, HSC and IIT JEE main and advanced videos.
Hello friends, in the last lecture we have did a numerical which was based on how to calculate the Gibbs free energy change, that is the standard Gibbs free energy change also. So now we are going to do the another numerical but based on different type of the question that they have been asked. So let us do it. So the question that they have provided to us is, we have to consider a following cell, that is this one. This is the cell format that they have represented it, along with the concentration of Pp2 plus as 0.5 molar and concentration of Cu2 plus as 0.001 molar. And for that we have to calculate what would be the cell reaction, and we have to calculate what will be the value of E cell and what will be the value of E naught cell at 25 degrees Celsius, and we have to calculate the value of delta G and delta G naught. So how can we calculate it? And provided the E naught value of the Pb and E naught value of Cu is also been provided. So the first thing that we are going to do is we have to differentiate that which one is acting as a anode and which one is acting as a cathode. Then only we could do the further part, that anode which does oxidation will give which kind of the product, and the cathode in which the reduction is been involved, in that which kind of product or which kind of the product that could be involved in that thing. So first of all, the thing that we are going to do is we are going to differentiate which one is anode and which one is cathode. So as we did the sign conventions for a cell formula, in that we have learned that the one which is present at the extreme left of the cell formula is nothing but the anode. So in this case Pb is the anode, while the one which is present at the extreme right is nothing but the cathode. In this case the copper is being the cathode. So I will write it as the anode is the one who is acted by Pb, while for cathode is the one who is acted by copper. So if anode is being acting as by Pb and cathode is being acting as Cu, so I could write it as the further thing that at anode always oxidation reaction takes place. So that means Pb will give out some electrons, and how many electrons? If I could observe the question, in this case the Pb is being converted into Pb2 plus. So while converting into Pb2 plus, the electrons that will be eliminated or that will be liberated by the anode, it will be 2. So now talking about the cathode. At cathode, reduction takes place, and in this case the cathode is been acting by the Cu. So therefore in this case I could write it as, when Cu2 plus which is present in aqueous form, it has been converted into Cu. So therefore Cu2 plus is been converted into copper Cu, which is in solid state, while the Pb2 plus and Cu2 plus which are present in ionic form, they are present in aqueous state. So Cu2 plus will accept how many electrons so as to get converted to Cu, which has oxidation number of 0? Yes, it will accept 2 number of electrons. So this is how we have represented what would be the cell reaction at a particular half cell, that is at anode and at cathode. So the thing that we are going to do is, now we have to calculate the net cell reaction in this thing, or the overall reaction. So I could eliminate these 2 electrons. So the thing that is left with me is Pb plus Cu2 plus. We have to also mention the at which state it has been involved. So now in this case Pb2 plus Cu, which is in solid form. And the one more thing that we are going to represent, we have to mention, is that how many number of electrons are being involved in this reaction. So in this half cell, if we see that the number of electrons that is being involved is 2. So therefore in this case the value of N is 2, that we should not forget, and this will be the one which will be helpful in the future when we are going to solve the further part. So the first thing that they have asked is we have to calculate or we have to write the cell reaction, and yes, we have calculated what will be the value of the number of electrons, and we have wrote what would be the cell reaction if this kind of cell formula has been provided to us. So now the thing is we are going to calculate what would be the E cell. So before finding out E cell, the first thing that we are going to do is we have to find out the E naught cell. Without E naught cell, the E cell is not possible to calculate in this case. And they have also provided the E naught values of the electrodes. So the thing that we are going to do is, now we will calculate what would be the E naught cell. So E naught cell, as we know, E naught cell is nothing but E naught of cathode minus E naught of anode. But which one is cathode? That we have provided earlier itself. That is Pb, which is acting as a anode, and copper is acting as a cathode. So therefore I could write it as E naught of copper minus E naught of Pb, which is acting as a anode. But the values of E naught copper is being given to us as plus 0.337 minus of the value of E naught Pb is given as minus 0.126. So if we calculate this thing, we'll get the value as 0.463 volt. So this is how we have calculated the value of E cell. A very smart work that we had did here, okay, by differentiating which one is cathode and which one is anode. So the thing is not done yet. We have to calculate what would be the value of the E naught cell also, that E cell also. But once we have calculated what would be the value of that is E naught cell, we could rapidly evaluate what would be the value of delta G naught. It is very much simple that they have given to us. We know the formula as delta G naught is nothing but minus NF of E naught cell. So recently we have calculated that the number of electrons that are being involved in this reaction is 2. So therefore, instead of N, I will write 2. Again, for F, I could write it as 96500 into the E naught cell that we have got it as 0.463. So let us see what will be the answer that we will get. So we have got a value of minus 89359. So this is presented, this is been in joules, so I could write it as in kilojoules also. So this would be minus 89.359 kilojoules. So this is how we have got the value of G naught. So now we could calculate what will be the value of E cell. So let us see what will be the value of E cell if this kind of reactions are being we have already did. And so let's do it. So the E cell will be E naught of cell minus, since it is taking place at 25 degrees Celsius, so I could write it as 0.0592 divided by N log to the base 10 of, that is concentration of product, divided by concentration of reactant. So in this case, I could write it as, since the E naught cell, the value that is been that we have calculated, it was 0.463 minus 0.0592 divided by n. In this case, the value of n was calculated as 2 log of concentration of product. In this case, what would be the product? So for that, we have already did the cell reaction, in which we have got that Pb2 plus and Cu, these are the products that we have got. So I could write it as concentration of Pb2 plus into concentration of Cu, the whole divided by the concentration of reactant, in this case, that is Pb plus Cu2 plus. So therefore, Pb and Cu2 plus. So in this case, if I would observe that since concentration of Pb and concentration of Cu, the both are present in an elemental form, so therefore the concentration could consider as 1. So I would write it as E cell is equals to 0.463 minus 0.0592 divided by 2 log to the base 10 of concentration of Pb2 plus divided by concentration of Cu2 plus. So this is how we have got. So now doing the further part, that is when E cell is equals to 0.463 minus 0.0592 divided by 2 log to the base 10 of, that is concentration of product. In this case, the concentration of product is Pb2 plus. So we have the question as where Pb2 plus has a concentration of 0.5 molar. So I could write it as 0.5 divided by the concentration of the reactant. In this case, it is found to be 0.001. So I could write it as 0.001. So now let's see what would be the answer. So the answer that has been found that it was 0.383 volt. So this is how we have calculated the value of E cell also. So once we have calculated the value of E cell, the next thing that we have to calculate is what will be the value of delta G, that is Gibbs energy change. So we know the formula that delta G is equals to delta G naught plus 2.303 RT log of concentration of product, that is in this case it is again 0.5 divided by 0.001. So the value of delta G naught that was been calculated when we have calculated the value of E naught cell, which was found to be minus 89.359 kilojoule. So I could write it as minus 89.359 kilojoule plus 2.303 into the value of R is 8.314 into temperature, which is provided as 25 degrees Celsius. So if we convert 25 degrees Celsius into Kelvin, then we will get as 298 into log of 0.5 divided by 0.001. So let us see what will be the answer of this. It is found to be 2.69. So if I calculate this thing, which will be in joules, why? Because the gas constant, that is the value of gas constant is in joules per Kelvin per mole. So therefore the overall answer that we could get is in joules. So for and this thing, that is delta G naught, that has a value of joules but in kilojoules. It is the energy which has unit of kilojoules. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to calculate this thing, and we are going to convert it into, that is kilojoules. So for this thing I could write it as it is present in kilojoule, while this will be in joules. So let us see and let us calculate what would be the answer for this thing. So the answer that we have got is minus 89.359 plus 15394.37 joules, and we have to convert this thing into kilojoule. Okay, so let's see what we'll get. So therefore delta G is equals to minus 89.359 kilojoule plus, I could write the value of this thing as joules by, in this form, that is 15.394 kilojoule. So the sum of this thing will be minus 73.965 kilojoule. So this is how we have calculated the value of the Gibbs free change. So it was very much simple but too much hectic too. So this is how we can solve if so much of data is being provided to us and we are going to calculate by using the cell formula. So thank you friends for watching this video. I hope you have liked this video, and please share this video with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe Ekeeda channel. Thank you so much.